A year-end blessing ceremony was held in Tzu Chi Zhongli grounds with 1,300 participants. In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers provide assistance for a single mother whose family has been facing financial difficulties. Selamat datang ke The Headline, saya Simon Gang. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In Taiwan, Tzu Chi year-end blessing ceremony has been held at the Tzu Chi Zhongli grounds. More than 1,300 people attended the ceremony. In the event, senior recycling volunteers shared their experiences, and there was an exhibition of items made from recycled materials. The formal dress is made with plastic bags, and the flowers are made from recycled sponge. These items are very popular.
My biggest gain is that I've learned that resources can be reused. There are many recycled products. We can use them for other purposes.
Tzu Chi year-end blessing ceremony has been held at Tzu Chi Zhongli grounds. The recycled products exhibition is popular. Elderly recycling volunteers have come to share their experiences. Among them, 93-year-old Shi Hui-cheng has been doing recycling for 30 years. Even when he's in a wheelchair, his initial aspiration remains the same.
Thank you for giving us seniors work to do, or else, if I'm at home, I either sleep or watch TV and felt bored.
83-year-old Liang Yuming protects the environment regardless of weather conditions.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan is compassionate as she saves the earth. If the earth is healthy, we'll be healthy.
The senior volunteers have shared their experiences in the ceremony.
We need a lot of kind-hearted people to do recycling. Planet Earth needs to be protected by everyone. He does not stop volunteering because of his old age. No, he continues to volunteer. The work makes him very happy. I support him.
The ceremony attendees have been inspired by the senior volunteers and have set new goals for the new year. Zhangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers have been delivering winter supplies to impoverished families for 12 years. This year, they delivered love and warmth to more than 1,000 families. One of the 8 recipients has come into contact with Tzu Chi since 2009, and she keeps all the supply vouchers she has received. Let's take a look.
能帮助别人，在这种寒冬会有一种暖意从心里涌出来。
Zhangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers have been delivering love in the winter for 12 years. This year, despite the pandemic, they continue to deliver love and interact with the residents.
Volunteers provide good service. They're closer than our family.
58-year-old Yang Minghuan has come with her mentally challenged younger brother and sister. Seeing volunteers, she's filled with joy. She has come into contact with Tzu Chi volunteers since 2009. She keeps the supply vouchers over the years.
Seeing you guys makes me feel very warm. It is not about the supplies, but your love, right? You have delivered so many supplies. Even if there were not that many supplies, I'm still very grateful.
This year, there's a total of 8 winter distributions in Zhangzhou, helping 1,149 impoverished families. More than 400 volunteer actions have been mobilized.
I have felt the love and warmth. I'm very grateful that you have come. Last year, you gave us socks, toothpaste, and other daily supplies. I'm grateful to you. Wish you all good health. I think while there is suffering in the world, Tzu Chi provides great love. Tzu Chi is very good as it has positive energy. Volunteers give without asking for anything in return. I'm deeply touched.
While Zhangzhou might not be that cold in the winter, the residents have felt love and care provided by the volunteers.
In Taiwan, temperatures have dropped drastically. Concerned about the homeless people, Tzu Chi volunteers from Taipei, Taichung, and Hualien have mobilized to prepare supplies for them. Let's take a look.
After nightfall in Taipei, the temperature continued to drop. A group of people are not afraid of cold and seek warmth.
外套要不要？不够啊。
可以的哈，长度也可以，阿伯尽量咱拿回钱，好不好？
For the first cold wave this year in Taiwan, volunteers send warm supplies to the homeless people.
I have cardiovascular disease, so I'm afraid of the cold, so the hand warmer is helpful and also the clothes.
把他们需要的。
They will tell us what they need. If they already have it, they will say so. In fact, they're very grateful and thankful for these materials from all places.
非常的感恩跟感谢。
The government and the locals join together to send love in the cold weather.
We all express a concern on behalf of the Society for Homeless People, especially when the weather is cold.
In Taichung, those who have been sleeping on the streets, their feet have been dry and lacerated.
It's better with a moisturizer, so the skin is less cracked. People who suffer, especially in the cold winter, need the warmth from society.
The jacket and thick coat seem to be efficient. Volunteers listen to the people's needs in Hualien.
他们需要才有用嘛，哈，所以
Because they need it, so it's useful. Therefore, they require the masks, gloves, scarves, hats, and socks. With those needs, at least they won't be cold to go out.
因为至少出门的时候还不会冷到。
无家可归的
Whether the homeless can eat something to keep warm, we all come here to send them care.
之类的，大家一起来关心，很感人。
It's very touching and indescribable.
有啊，形容。
Volunteers did not miss any dark corners. They want to ensure everyone stays warm and avoid suffering from the cold.
In South Africa, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers continue looking after the local vegetable gardens during the pandemic restriction orders because these vegetables are the main food source for the care recipients. Although the area has poor soil and lacks a proper water source, volunteers have overcome challenges, planting healthy greens for the people in need.
In South Africa's Durban city, planting is not an easy task. Volunteers climb over the muddy hills, crossing the river, and into the remote vegetable garden. Fortunately, a river is nearby, making the irrigating process easier. Here, volunteers have to carry water buckets while traveling a long distance. This is to irrigate the vegetable garden. In order to fully irrigate the land, plenty of effort is required. Local Tzu Chings are looking after another vegetable garden as the land is rented from a nearby grandma. Encountering a rainy day, volunteers will wrap their shoes in plastic, arriving at the vegetable garden in order to pick vegetables. In days of high heat, volunteers arrive with umbrellas, picking vegetables with one hand. These freshly picked vegetables are then sent to local care recipients. Tzu Chi volunteers gave second-hand clothing, rice, and a bag of spinach to the senior as she suffered a stroke and had to lay on bed. Volunteers visit each household to distribute vegetables, bring blessings along the way. Freshly picked vegetables are made into bouquets by volunteer Isabel Mabel. At 84 years old, she travels down the steps with a walking stick. Every step to visit people in need inspires her.
Although I cannot move my feet freely, but every day I have to visit a vegetable garden. I'm proud of being a part of Tzu Chi.
In the vegetable garden of happiness, each plant nourishes locals, bringing joy to each individual.
In Malaysia, a single mother, Maslina, raises 4 children while serving her senior mother. Due to this, she's unable to work as the family grew into economic difficulty. Upon learning her situation, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided her with a second-hand laptop and even a sewing machine. Take a look.
Sebab saya tak cukup duit dengan anak ramai, lebih kurang 5 tahun saya minta tolong bantu daripada Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi membantu saya lah dari segi kewangan dan bagi dorongan semangat dekat saya.
Tzu Chi volunteers once more arrived at Maslina binti Abdul Jali's house. This time, volunteers are here to solve the issue of drinking water hygiene.
The water I drank before has no taste but smells weird, so I asked my younger brother to buy water outside. I will only drink a little bit of water. It was tough.
I saw them drinking bottled water, but it doesn't really improve their situation. And if they were to buy a water filter, it would also be tough for them. Therefore, we came to a consensus that we should purchase a water filter for them so that they can save money.
As the breadwinner of the family, Maslina binti Abdul Jali hoped to use her skill in sewing to earn income for the household. Therefore, a sewing machine was provided to the family via Lions Club International.
I was thinking if the care recipient has the ability to earn a living, we should provide help to her.
Thank you, Tzu Chi, and people that help me. I feel very happy receiving a sewing machine. It's great and convenient. I hope to earn money with this machine.
My hope is to help people in need. Therefore, providing a sewing machine to disadvantaged groups will help elevate their life quality.
Tangible supplies have improved the family of Maslina binti Abdul Jali. She now hopes to earn money through the sewing machine, helping herself and the family. Here's to hoping that her dream comes true.
T. Soon Lai, a Malaysian volunteer, used to be a Tzu Chi care recipient. He later turned his gratitude into action, from monthly donations to helping others to taking part in doing recycling. He has been contributing silently for 4 years, living a meaningful life.
Holding a recycled electric fan in one hand, while the other carrying 2 bags of recycled materials. He is Zhongli Lai, who used to be a Tzu Chi care recipient, but now he has changed to be a recycling volunteer.
The recycling station lacks male volunteers. Most of them are women, so if some things are heavy, I will go help them.
Zhongli Lai is more than 70 years old, yet he's willing to give and bear responsibility. He's powerful and helps a lot.
I'm giving you my donation for this month.
He received Tzu Chi's assistance in 2017, and since that year, he has been making monthly donations to help others without interruption.
Just like Tzu Chi helped me, I repay by donating to them, and they will use the donation to help others. Now, although I do not receive assistance anymore, I still make donation to them.
From doing recycling at prefabricated houses once a month to doing recycling 3 days a week at recycling station, Zhongli Lai is willing to give.
He used to be our care recipient before we knew that he was very free during the day. Then we asked him if he was interested in coming. As a result, after he came here, he thought the recycling station is very good and quite suit him. Anyway, he does everything.
Sometimes, if we don't have time to do things, he'll deal with them. Or if we ask him to dismantle some things, he can also help. Wherever there's a need, he will go and help.
Because I think if you want to do it, you have to do it completely. Don't give up halfway.
With a simple thought, Zhongli Lai turned to a caregiver, living a valuable life.
In Taoyuan's Guishan district, 57-year-old recycling volunteer Chen Huiyi relies on a wheelchair to move about, but that does not stop her drive to continue doing recycling. For years, her recycling footprints were set on communities, recycling stations, and even the local markets. Let's take a look at his story.
Every day on time, Jian Hui rides her handicapped scooter, appearing at the nearby market. Every journey to the market guarantees a full load of recyclables. Such amount is thanks to the cooperation of the vendors over the years.
She told us before, so we thought it was fine to help her organize recyclables.
They are cooperative because they will separate recyclables from rubbish.
People say to love Earth. There is only one Earth. I hope that everyone can think like this, so when we can help others collect waste, we have to do it properly so they may carry it easily.
20 years of doing recycling, Jian Hui followed her mother's wish of recycling. Although being handicapped, Jian Hui still insisted on collecting recyclables.
We must insist, and most importantly, do recycling, because trash is being produced every second, so we must reduce it at the same time.
From the recycling station, market, and to her own community, Jian Hui works actively.
These are all recyclables, but they often mistreat it as trash. Now, once I pick it up, I reduce waste.
She often helps us and does recycling very efficiently.
Although handicapped, recycling volunteer Jian Hui never backed out. Instead, she became happier in life, proving that with a heart of dedication, anything is achievable.
In Taiwan, 93-year-old Wu Ah-sui does recycling in Sun Moon Lake Commercial District. Because of her hard work, many shop owners have been inspired and they save their recyclables for her. In addition, some people also follow her to do recycling. Let's meet this outstanding recycling volunteer.
To live, one has to move. I must be active.
Pushing a cart, Wu Ah-sui collects recyclables in the Sun Moon Lake Commercial District. 93-year-old Wu thinks and looks weak, but she walks steadily with a straight back.
I don't go far anymore. They place the recyclables by the door. In the past, I went too further, but not anymore. I collect recyclables nearby now. She is very hardworking. Since 9/21 earthquake occurred, she started to do recycling. She has inspired the store owners at Sun Moon Lake, and they save their recyclables for her.
3 years ago, a rice shop owner became Wu's best helper.
Going uphill is hard for her. If she is by herself, she might need to make several trips.
Having done recycling continuously for 20 years, Wu has earned people's respect.
Several years ago, she took a break when she had a leg surgery, but she is hardworking. She collects 2 truckloads of recyclables in a week.
My tendon is tight. I can't help it. I am too young. Who knew I'd live to be this young?
Despite her old age, Wu has become an exemplary recycling volunteer.
She is a role model for us to learn from. The pursuit of environmental-friendly vehicles has led to more and more electric bicycles, which are not only convenient to operate, but they can also reduce carbon emissions. Electric bicycles are being tested repeatedly through layers of safety tests, making sure everything's fine before sale. Let's visit a lab to see how Taiwanese vendors test these innovative vehicles.
Have you seen these vehicles on the road? With the appearance of a motorcycle, but no need for a license, this is the electric bicycle. Power comes from the electric motor. With a pedal manual labor along with the assistance of electricity, this is the electric-assisted bicycle. Before receiving a seal from the government, the vendor must pass a safety test.
Sometimes we use the motor to power the manual, letting the entire vehicle function on road. And through a sensor, we can monitor the current of the vehicle, so you may know when to cut the power when the speed gets too fast.
When the vehicle hits 25 kilometers per hour, the electricity will be cut off. These vehicles, before exiting the factory, have to be stress tested in order to fit regulations. But with a simple change, the vehicle can be modified.
Through the LCD panel, we can change to 5 different gears. A new vehicle after exiting the factory has the limit of 25 kilometers per hour, but consumers may modify the numbers themselves.
It's easy to break the speed limit, therefore it's up to the consumers to be self-aware.
Our products have the right of way, but after modification, and when the consumer gets into an accident, the modified vehicle does not fit our protective policies. Therefore, the consumer is not protected by law.
Another factor that determines the vehicle speed is the motor. The test starts from high rotation speed and eventually slows down.
Its rotation speed will lower depending on our machine, so through the process we observe that the power increases, and that we can see the vehicle's highest power value to determine if it's within 200 watts.
In order to simulate real road situations, upon every travel of 40 centimeters, a bump is installed. The vehicle is then bumped 75,000 times under the speed of 25 kilometers per hour.
We installed this 1 cm bump, which fits under the standards of ISO. This red part is the 25mm bump, and is a standard test for most vendors. It can also be used to test if the vehicle is capable to travel in tough road conditions.
In the bicycle test center, there's also an X-ray machine for bicycles.
There are minor holes on the vehicle, so we use the X-ray to ensure the product's quality.
All of these tests are for the purpose of
The 3 tests are to ensure the safe use of vehicle. When the vehicle passes the test, it may be put on the market for sale. Therefore, any addition of modifications after purchase will deviate from original standards.
The question of how the consumers use the vehicle is another issue.
When they change the bicycle to an electric bicycle, you will need 3 things: the motor, a controller, and a battery, forming an electric bicycle.
There are videos on the internet teaching users on how to craft an electric bicycle.
If one modifies an electric bicycle, the battery management system may be avoided, causing the battery life to shrink under a year. It might even be a fire hazard.
There are also rental services which provide electric bicycles modified from bicycles.
If it's purely electricity driven and used on normal roads, it's illegal. So if one rents such vehicle, they'll ultimately lack a guarantee from rental services. Therefore, when an accident occurs, there will be issues on who to blame.
No matter which method of transportation, us humans are the ones responsible for, besides the government giving regulations. The most important concept is for citizens to further their understanding in traffic laws.
In Hualien, Tzu Chi volunteers hit onto the streets to promote the plastic reduction campaign. Within an hour, 30 shop owners participated in the campaign. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.